back to the YTG podcast.
Welcome.
You are new here, my name is Niko. I'm an automotive photographer and now amateur racing driver.
I'm Sean, and I am the owner of this lovely shed in Keysborough, YTG Young Timers Garage.
Here
Welcome.
on the weekly-ish YTG podcast, we're going
Yes.
to give you the sort of inside scoop inside the automotive industry in Australia, as well as some fantastic stories. Motorsport, anything car
related.
So, and a bit of electric car hate. So join us on another episode, and we hope you enjoy. Welcome to the land of the long white cloud.
Welcome.
Which camera am I looking at?
You're
Yeah,
that
good
one.
question.
one of those there. Anyways.
We normally start with the centre one, and then we get fancy later. We're in New Zealand. We're at YTG
Welcome.
NZ.
This is, very special.
Liam's
Very
home.
special.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
No.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
Actually, welcome to our New Zealand home.
That's
New
exactly
Zealand
right.
home. I don't know why you're saying it's our New
It's
Zealand
no,
home.
no,
Yeah, that's
welcome to our New Zealand home.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. We're here, of course, for Taupo and the V8 Supercars,
Correct,
primarily. With once again on Cooper Murray's car, so you would have seen that all over the interballs if you haven't already. And now we're just going to chat shit for an hour and a
Yes.
half in New Zealand.
I think so. Let's see.
This is a first for us because obviously we've been here now a couple of years and we just haven't had a chance to get over here. It's been a good year or so since I've been here, but again, since we last saw it, I mean, this beautiful little environment we're in, and again, a credit to Liam for what he's done over here. It's been fantastic, and thankfully with the V8 weekend, we were very blessed. It got great exposure again for us, especially more so for here when we had the opportunity. So again, a big shout out to Erebus, to Betty, Barry, Carly, and absolutely the whole crew. We absolutely love you. Thank you so much for making us feel welcome, and it was a beautiful weekend. Again, a bit disappointed about the punting and so on, but it is what it is. The car got great coverage. The car had great speed.
Yeah.
And
It'll be quicker with a tow bar.
Fuck, we should have put the fucking tow bar on it.
Should have
I'll
put
tell
the
you what,
fucking
mate.
tow bar. Tow bar express, we're coming for you.
Fucking unbelievable. But no, it was fantastic. And then obviously we're blessed. Yeah, we're now down in Christchurch, catching up for a couple of days. Niko and I fly out on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've put you on the flight that I love the most,
Yeah,
the
the-
6 a.m. to NZ213.
Yeah, that's all right. We've got plenty of stuff to hit the ground on Thursday. So,
Oh, yeah.
it was great. So awesome. Awesome to be here.
So good. Roden tomorrow.
Yeah, Roden
wait.
tomorrow. Looking forward
Roden
to catching up
tomorrow.
with David. That'll be awesome.
Somewhere
He's always been
Niko
very
has
kind.
not been.
I've never been there.
Mate, as I said, you are going to be blown away. And
can't
again,
wait.
thank you, David. You've been very kind always with your time, and it's we've got a great relationship with David. And it was last minute. We said, hey, we're here. And he said, yeah, come on down, as he does, and you'll have a unbelievable tour of this amazing facility in one of the most beautiful parts of the world. Honestly, it's just every time I go there, I pinch myself. We're very, very blessed to have a great relationship with David. So looking forward to that. You'll be blown away. Just
can't
from your background with racing, it's amazing. I'm
It's one of those places you're standing there and you're going, right, so where am I?
Yeah. Mate,
And you look on a map and you're like,
You've got more manufacturing shit than fucking Ferrari had.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
like the machine, the level of
Unbelievable.
machinery there
Unbelievable.
for where it is, you'd look at it and go,
Yeah.
there's no way I'm standing in front of this machine in this location. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
And then you see some of the parts
world
they
class.
manufacture there, and then you look at the car and you go, so you're telling me you built that
From
scratch.
with that machine from those little bits of powder.
brilliant.
And you're sitting there going, all right. And those 25 guys in the corner did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, it's every time we go there, as I said, we're very grateful for his time that he allows us, and the facility, it just blows your mind every time we go there. You're going to be
You will
blown
not
away,
find a
so,
racetrack in the world with better grass.
Yeah.
You can't touch the grass.
No,
That's what Sean was
No,
saying.
you
Can't
can't
touch
touch
the
the
grass,
grass,
can't
mate.
walk on it, can't look at it,
Can't-
can't spit on it,
can't
can't
touch
smoke
the
on it,
grass.
don't touch it. If it rains, the rain's in trouble.
Yeah.
What happens if you have an off?
No,
on the
you
track?
don't.
You know what
don't.
you do? You get out of the car, you run.
Yeah, you don't.
You run. You leave the car there. You just say
You
AI.
don't.
It was AI driven car and run. You do not.
But you'll see it. It's just
Beautiful.
It's an amazing facility.
It's a
So looking
shame
forward
that
to it.
Michael and Claudia are away back in South Africa visiting some
Oh,
family.
are they? Yeah, mate.
Otherwise, it's really, really good to see them there as well. But we'll see them next time.
They'll be good.
Roger that.
So it's been it'll be a pretty full on few days. I mean, really, Taupo was out of control, and it was great to see a lot of people there. It was just really good. Great weekend. So we'll continue on.
It's cool to meet all the people that you guys used to work with at Duns.
Well, that's really the tip of the iceberg. There was a lot of people, and it had a lot of moving parts that ship. But
Yeah.
we haven't even really scraped the top of what was there. We've taken the scab off, and there's a bit of wound under there with a lot of people we used to know. We still haven't really reconnected with, or they have been out of the industry themselves as well. So
a few people moved from there, but again, like this, this is a new chapter. We have beautiful relationships that we maintained. Credit to Liam too, and we made some beautiful relationships during our Darton days. But that was in the past, and now we're a new chapter, and it's great to keep dealing with these people in a lot of capacity. We're moving a few cars overseas and back into Australia, and that's one of the other things too. Obviously, with people watching here in New Zealand, we need stock, we need inventory. So, there's a big market in Australia, and we've been moving a few cars from here. So please, shout out. We need more inventory. So definitely
always needing more, especially exportable cars. Anything 20, 25
what we
years.
call global cars. It's just
global market cars, left-hand
global
drive,
market
right-hand
cars.
drive, Porsches, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, anything special, classic, collectible, old, interesting, different.
And I've been coming now to New Zealand
touch.
since 2016 or 15 when we first opened up, and it just never ceases to amaze me. Just the diversity and the range of some fucking baller cars. Man.
Even running into Jason today saying there's an AMG Hammer coming up. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, like,
hey, that's interesting enough to look at.
yeah, fucking oath. I mean, that's why I asked them. Like, they get some amazing stuff. This is auto restoration. Oh, hang on, before we start, a massive, massive thank you to the gentlemen that are helping us tonight at late notice for
Yes.
our podcast. And the company is called
Distinct NZ.
Distinct NZ, boys. Is that right? The website is
Scott and his awesome team.
www.distinct.
Studio.co.nz.
Sorry, what was that?
Distinctstudio.co.nz.
Distinctstudio.co.nz.
Yep.
Done.
Good job.
See them. They're fucking champions. We were late notice. They're absolutely unbelievable. Better setup than we got back home. It's great. Fantastic. So credit to the guys. They're awesome and really, really thank you for last minute. It's really, really good. Awesome blokes, professional. Please check them out. They do some great stuff. So thank you for helping us out.
Very thankful, allowing us to do this. It's good.
Yeah,
Don't
last
let me.
minute.
Yeah. You organised it.
Oh, you
I
organised. You
sent
rang
a
the right
text. Scott
blokes.
organised it.
Oh, fucking champions. Thank you.
Good man. Thank
awesome.
you.
Awesome.
Very good.
So the other thing that happened this weekend was F1.
Ooh.
And the conversation with that is Lando versus Oscar.
Oscar. Oscar's the man. Oscar, Lando, watching that conversation, watching that, fuck, he is nicked in the head, the poor bloke, mate. He's his own worst
soft.
enemy.
Lando's
Too soft.
ruined.
You know the amount of videos I've seen on the internet the last 3 days of Oscar being interviewed going, how are you being second to Lando? And he goes, I'm not second. He knows he's the
3
star
points
driver
out.
now. Yep. And he knows the podiums he's taken. It's just a shame about Australia.
Yeah. Otherwise, he'd be leading by a country
Otherwise,
mile.
he would be well ahead. And obviously, I think it's the
100%.
first time since it was either Australia 2012. No, that doesn't make sense. That's 13 years. 2022. It's the first time Max Verstappen's been outside of the top 2 positions in the championship.
Yeah.
He's third. Yeah.
Fucking over.
That'll make Shawnee happy. Hopefully he skips to 4th and 5th and we see Leclerc
Doesn't
and
matter. I'm actually
Hamilton
just really
push up.
happy to see McLaren up there because really the last time they won a title was with Lewis in 07.
Correct.
That's right, 08. So really, it's fantastic. I'm really, really grateful to see McLaren. And, mate, yeah, Oscar's going to win it this year, I think.
Well, I think he's certainly the
I'd
crowd.
love
Him
to
or
see
Lando.
Ferrari, but they
it's
just
going to be a
don't do this.
McLaren constructors for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
For
Car's
sure.
amazing.
The cars are on
Car's
point,
amazing.
you know.
And I think Ferrari second, probably.
I'd like to think that if they
Or
can get their shit
Mercedes.
together.
Sonoda is not doing any favours for Red Bull.
He's not doing any
They
better
did
than...
pick up double points this weekend.
Perez would be
but
sitting at home watching, going,
laughing.
Yeah.
laughing, going,
So will Ricardo.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Do you reckon that's true? I should speak to Joe and ask him. I mean, because obviously, supposedly he's meant to have got this gig with Cadillac, but I don't know.
I can't see
Can't
Danny
see
coming
that.
back.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he's out of
I
it
don't
now.
think so.
He's got a special place on our wall, maybe not a special place in a car.
Well, he's never coming off the wall. I never
that's-
said I'll take him off the wall. So
That's on
a
there
few
for
people are
good.
going, oh, you should put Oscar on there. I go, no, Daniel's not coming off the wall.
Nah.
No way. And why don't you put it? I go, well, fuck off. He's not going with Fizzy Drink. I'm keeping him with McLaren.
Yeah.
So no. But my money's on Oscar this year.
Yep.
I think sadly, Lando will just crack. He's already cracking the poor.
He's
ball.
too
Already.
nice.
So
He's too
new.
nice. And you can actually see, was it one of the races already where he's handed a place to Piastri to take
Yes.
the win.
Well,
so,
no, they have done that in the past where they had to swap it
The
back
whole
over.
papaya rules thing.
And yeah,
And that's the worry because McLaren have got it easy in the bag with the car, the drivers. Where they might stumble
They've
is
got the ability to make either of those drivers win the championship.
that's the problem.
That's going to be hard because Lando's the star driver.
They have a championship battle
Correct.
between their two drivers,
Correct.
which is Lewis and Rosberg's spec. And we all know how quickly that becomes a disaster.
Well, I think it's how Zach manages it. You know, they say they are free to race.
It is going to be.
But every other team principal is going, it won't be a matter. It has to be a matter of time before you have to now support. You have to. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're going to fucking both take each other.
It's going to be like, well, when you look back to the Verstappen and Ricardo days when Ricardo and Verstappen were even arguing
you've had
together
it.
against team orders going, hey, no, he was there last week.
Multi-21
It's
even
my
back
turn.
then.
Correct. So I don't know how that's going to go, but they're going to have to pick a side at one point and stick with it. I hope they pick the right
I
side.
think Norris is just too cool. He knows he's getting in. Norris is doing his own head in. You could see it. That interview really shocked me.
He looks ruined.
I was quite like, wow, you should be fucking, mate, I'm
He's
leading
still
the championship.
second.
I don't care. Lewis won the
Lando's
championship by
Lando's
1
leading.
point.
Leading by 3 points. What I'm saying, he's still. He's
You're leading
still
by
on
3
the
points.
Podium.
Yeah.
You're
Think
still
about
doing
it.
good. You're in Formula One. You're one of 20 people to be doing that. So
Come on, mate.
Come on.
And you know, even though you're not really perceived, but you are probably the first choice within the team really to be the lead driver. But
He's got
Oscar's
the
quiet.
fangirls following him. There's definitely a lot of fangirls out there for Lando.
Yeah, but that doesn't win your fucking championships, mate. You know what I mean? Oscar's very sharp, very smart, very methodical, and knows you just play the fucking tour. Just submarine, quiet, you will do it. And that's what's going to happen.
That's going to become a feud and a half that when they've got to
Won't
start
be long.
picking battles.
That's
Won't be
the
long.
thing. That could undo them.
I think what's going to happen is they'll keep those two tight on those points as close as they can for as long as they can, and that's going to make it worse because at one point they're going to go, they could both here win the championship with a swapping of the places.
It'll be a question of
Yeah.
time before they actually.
It's
and
going
it
to be
won't
like
far.
it's going to
They'll
be
lock
like
into each other.
Abu
They're going
Dhabi.
to.
It'll be like Abu Dhabi 21, except not two different teams, the same team.
Correct.
And someone's going to be
predict that there's
someone's going to be
gonna
crying.
I predict that they're going to have it. They're going to either take each other out, or they're going to have a massive issue where one car is going to be damaged, and that's when McLaren are going to have to go. No, enough's enough. It's going to be this way.
Imagine if they could end up at the last race of the championship and be tied on points.
Well, that's what happened fucking Abu Dhabi, wasn't it? That was fucking Michael Massey. Anyway, so
But there's rules, I suppose, to then go and supersede points, but that would.
it'll be interesting to see.
It's going to be an interesting season to watch. And it's amazing that this season has become interesting because one team has the drama.
Oh, McLaren's sorted. They're sorted.
And the sad thing is, Red Bull, they can't seem to get consistency out of a second driver, so that's why they're struggling. You've got a one-car
Poor
team.
Liam
and you're not
Lawson,
getting
I
up the
feel
thing.
for like on behalf
Mate,
of all the
he
Kiwis.
has
don't know,
been
man.
shafted.
He
He's
has been
shafted.
like the funny thing to be doing similar performance now in a second tier V Cub Car.
But do you think maybe
Shows
also
he's still a good
because
driver?
he came out with the bit of his chest out too much and like, I'm not here to be mates and all that. And a lot of people, see a lot of the feedback, they're going, yes, of course, you need a bit of,
He probably had that in
See
him
you next week,
thinking,
you, but-
yeah, but he probably
but-
had that in him thinking he was getting into a good chassis. And as we know from history, that particular
It's set up
second
for
Red Bull
Max.
car set up, and it's not, people can't drive it. You look at everyone that's been in that car. Has anyone
Everyone.
achieved good results?
but wouldn't
Everyone.
you go in there knowing that, okay, there's a bit of a track record here, let me try and break the pattern, not go in there. And you read a lot of the comments, a lot of people go, mate, you've been here 2 seconds and you've got a lot of arrogance, you've got a lot of, and you go, well, maybe that's, again, only from the outside looking in, you go, look, Sonoda. I did say Sonoda should have got the chair at the start.
Yeah, the
fucking
Honda
Sonoda's
thing
not
should have bought
fucking-
him the chair straight away, but
I don't know, mate.
Let's just
I
see.
don't know. It'll
See
be
how it
interesting to
goes.
see, but it's good to see that. Honestly, I think it's just grouse. McLaren and Ferrari. I think Ferrari will be the second runners once they get their shit together. Lewis, was a fourth? No, fifth. Lewis came.
Fifth.
It was fourth
Fifth.
and fifth. They
hey, he's getting there in a
a
new, considering it's a new team, new car, new everything, to be back at the
lot
top.
of pressure.
It just shows
Everyone
that he's a world
expects that,
champion.
But
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, they only all they can do is go on references. You got Vettel, you got Fernando. Fernando won after like 5 races. I think he got, and I think Vettel won it on his second race for Ferrari.
You'd know
won
more than me on
won a
that.
race, and then Lewis obviously got the sprint race, but then there was an issue with the fucking underneath. So again, the fact that there's so much pressure, and that's what they're saying. Every single thing is scrutinised because it's Lewis Hamilton and
Yeah.
because they're on it.
I suppose
If it
that's
was
why in that
someone
recent
else-
interview, when everyone's saying, "Hey, we're expecting great
I love
things,"
that.
he's
Just
turning around
don't,
going, "Don't expect anything
Don't.
from me.
Yeah,
I'm
fucking
new car,
oath.
new team, learning."
Mate, and that's the thing. You've got to, people forget that, but because he's an 8-time world champion, that they
7.5 time world champion, 7 3/4.
8. He's 8.
He pretty much had it, but like he's an 8-time world champion on the tattoo on your back, right?
Well, they did the stats, and technically, was it 4 particular instances which were sort of outside his control?
Where he should have.
He'd be 11-time world champion.
Yeah. Wild.
Think about it.
Wild.
Missed it by 1.07. 1 point. They can fucking put in the kitty litter in fucking Japan or China.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's one there.
Yeah.
So, and then you go past and you look at it and you're like,
Yeah.
Okay.
That is an impressive stat. 'Cause
Come
it's
on,
not
mate.
just how many world championships.
Come on.
It's
How many
all the other
potentials.
seasons.
Yeah,
how
it's,
many
not like
potentials.
it's not like he's had 7 amazing seasons. He's had 11.
Yeah,
he's had
correct.
every season's been amazing and it's been outside of his control. Or something happens. Like you look at Piastri, for example, and at the day GP,
yeah.
he would have surefire won that
Easy.
110%.
Easy.
Wouldn't have been
Easy.
a problem.
If he didn't fucking on
Little
the grass.
drizzle of rain, binned it on the grass,
Exactly.
backed it out of there, race done.
And amazing that he backed it out.
One
Very,
corner,
very,
one
very
corner
good.
ruined what could have been a GP
Yeah.
win at his home
Yeah.
circuit.
And he would be in
At
the
his
league
home
now.
circuit.
Correct.
He would have been in the lead by quite a bit too.
But, yeah.
No, Lando was still in front of that point, but they were right
Like,
next
they
to
were
each
right
other.
there,
right
and
on.
I reckon team orders would have been exercised if Piastri was right up Lando at come the final lap
Yeah.
because it's a home track.
Yeah.
I think it would have happened.
Would have been good to see.
Would have been good to see.
Interesting. Well, they're racing again next weekend. That's the grouse thing. I mean, was it 24-5 races this year? Like the biggest they've ever been on the calendar. It's virtually back to back to back.
Yeah.
I'm
So it's
surprised they're
grouse.
afraid all that's going to
mental,
do that.
isn't it?
Like, because they went Melbourne, China,
Unbelievable.
in a week.
Bahrain now,
Crazy.
and then now they Japan or whatever. Then they went, it's crazy.
Japan a week, Bahrain a week later. How they do it, crazy.
But well, what they have is, I think there's 2 or 3 different sets of race equipment flying
it's
around.
located.
Preloaded,
yeah,
sorry,
preloaded.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
but still, you've got to move the
True.
car. And like you look at, it was Melbourne. They had the issues with getting the freight. And remember, they were it was Japan.
China. It was the second race.
China.
Yeah,
it
when
was,
some of the
it was
stuff
Melbourne,
hadn't come.
China.
Yeah.
Some cars had arrived and teams were able to work. Other cars hadn't arrived
Yeah.
and teams weren't able to work for the following day. And I look at that and go, "Oh, that's a logistical.
That's
head
a
fuck.
problem, yeah.
That's a problem. Look at the advantage you could have picked up by having your car, a night earlier.
Yeah.
Possibly, depending on what you were doing. But
I mean, it's like when you think about, again, like you're there, we're at the race is finished, and they're starting to pack everything up. It's like, I mean,
even
just
in
Taupo.
Taupo.
I mean, like, bang, as soon as
the race was done.
they start, bang,
the race
pulling
was
it
done
apart.
at 5 o'clock, and the entire team, all the gear, 2 cars, they had a curfew at the
Yeah.
track of 10 p.m. They got 5 hours to
pack the
load
whole shit up.
everything in a 40 and send it, seal it, and send it. That
Amazing.
is to do. I know they had a bit of crew there, but these fellas have worked 4 endless days already,
Mate,
pretty
they
much
were
from
smashed.
6 a.m. until 6 p.m.
Yeah.
for 4 days. They've done 12 hard days in heat round
Plus fucking a few bump and fucking changing guards and fucking things like that.
having
I
a
mean,
fix
just-
shit.
Yeah.
And they've been eating track food, which has actually looked pretty good, to be
Yeah, it
honest.
was actually pretty good. But saying that, it is a credit. When you sit back, it is very humbling to see how much infrastructure and all this stuff.
Oh.
And again, we're very privileged and blessed that we saw it from that point of view, not from just the fans thing, being involved at that intricate level and being there in the team, watching
But just
it all.
the way
It's
as
amazing.
well, knowing that car will
Yeah.
that container will land
Yeah.
back in Melbourne,
Yeah.
and they've got
2 or 3 days.
36 hours
Yeah,
to
basically
have it
turn
in the
around,
truck,
bang.
bang to Tassie on the
Tassie.
Spirit of Tasmania.
Yeah.
Then they've got to be at Tassie like 3-4 days later.
Yeah.
So the car's got any damage they got to fix or
Well,
like
2 weeks, he said, didn't it? Barry goes there, all the boys, everyone's having
2 weeks off over Easter and
He said that
everything.
Wayne come over and then
That'll
so
be
he can
while the
catch up.
containers are.
well, the container's travelling back. But then, like the intricate things that some of the guys in the team were saying is that, hey, look, we're actually out of guard liners, the plastic guard liners that got shunted throughout the race. It's like, I've ordered 20 from the homologation team. Hopefully we get them before Tassie, because obviously they got the regulatory cars. They've got to run them with all the regulatory equipment.
Yeah.
And he's going, they're about $100 a piece. We've ordered 20 and they should be here and this and that. It's like, oh, okay. So not only you got to coordinate getting these cars unpacked and in a truck and gone, you got to make sure you got all the bits to actually fix, use them and maintain them and have them meet the regulations for Tassie.
Yeah.
You've got 36 hours. And hopefully they don't have any time there to rewrap
I
the
was
car.
going to say, and you got, well, yeah.
But no, once again, like the guys at Barry, Carly, Wayne, all the team at Erebus,
legends.
accommodating, having the, I don't know, what are we going to call it? I'd like to call it the peanut slab, but we can't. But
What's that?
the black and gold livery, JPS
No, mate, she's
inspired,
a
looks
mate,
insane.
Carly was fucking nailed it, the JPS. And again, the feedback.
Yeah.
And these people, like I said, mate, these people don't
It's
have to piss in
different.
our
It
fucking
wasn't the
pocket.
most complex livery in the world.
No, but that's the key.
But it meant you could actually see what was on it. Like you go look at some of
Correct.
those other things. By the time they've gone past, you went, yeah,
There was just a blur.
that
of
was blue
things,
and yellow and
that
white.
was the good thing. I mean, the simplicity of it. And again, mate, these are major players, mate. They don't have to fucking piss in our pocket, mate. There's no need to. It was genuine appreciation. So even the feedback from people walking around and obviously they saw us in the full kit.
The
And they
amount
must
of
have known
people.
we were associated, and they're like, geez, the car looks really good.
What do we give
It was
away?
quite
A
humbling to
couple
say,
hundred YTG hats
Oh,
signed.
mate, yeah, it was grouse.
And you just, every time we'd turn around,
Yeah.
you'd see one, you're like,
yeah, it
Oh,
was
shit.
proud. Yeah,
you were
it was.
proud.
We felt proud, you know what I mean? Like, it's just to walk around there, like I said, mate, we don't fucking walk around with our fucking dicks out. We felt, we felt good. We were the smallest fish in the pond, but we were in the pond, man. And it was great to see our car there and the branding and people walking around and people really embracing it and loving the brand and wanting photos with it. So, yeah, it was great. It was very, very good.
Probably the best thing to come from the weekend, which we may need a little bit of help. We might have to chuck up an Instagram poll at some point, is we have our
Wendy the Wheel.
Oh, Wendy the Wheel.
Look, I'm
Rebecca
sold on
Rim.
Wendy, Rebecca Rim. What do we
Yeah.
got? Centerlock Cindy.
Shenlock Sydney.
But
So,
we have a wheel off the 99 Camaro of Cooper Murray's, which Cooper has kindly signed for me.
yes.
And he's put cheers for the support on it. That was a rim that was damaged in, I think, race 2.
Was that
Cheers,
the one,
Courtney.
Reynolds?
Cheers,
I
Courtney.
think-
No, that wasn't James. That was
no.
Reynolds.
It was
That
Reynolds.
was
I think it was
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Reynolds,
Look,
okay.
we'll put it down to it was someone else, not Cooper.
No.
Kindly gave it to us as a bit
Yes.
of a. We've kind of.
I wasn't going to take it home, so
Yeah.
they got one for us at home because that'll be for here, and then we'll get one for Melbourne. And
But-
we need a name for it.
We need to name her. I'm sure Niko, through the magic of some editing, will put up some of the date night photos from our experience. You know,
Yes,
we've
we
already
did
been
that.
in bed together. We've showered together.
And you sat down, watched the
dishwasher.
movie?
Yeah, no, we sat down, watched Formula One.
Yes, on Formula
yeah,
One.
Yeah, we sat down, watched Formula One together. You know,
So we need
we've had
the
a
audience
great
to
time.
tell us a name for her. So
Yeah, we need a
Yeah.
name.
we need a
Need a
name.
name,
So
yeah.
come up with a
Something
name for her.
Wendy the Wheel, Centerlock Cindy, Rebecca the Rim.
I like Centerlock
We need
Cindy.
something. I think I'm going to chuck some rubber on her.
Yeah,
But,
I want to get all the boys to sign it, but obviously the tyre's controlled, so the tyre needed to go.
Yep, that Dunlop
But we'll
soft had to
find
go
that
back.
kindly they were kind enough to give us the rim because that's fucked, and so it's of no use to them. So we will kindly get that one, but the tyre will be good put on it.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. Have a tyre on it. We'll have it sitting up here and, hopefully no one nicks it. But,
So yeah, no, it was great. It was a
Soon
great
we'll get it
weekend, and yeah, off we go.
also, one thing we should talk about that has happened, our other supported YTG driver who you can see
Yes,
of
here and
course.
here, Will Kitching of Will Kitching Motorsport, number
Yes.
76,
Champion.
has recently taken out not only the South Island New Zealand Mazda Racing Championship,
Yes.
he
North
also
Island? No.
So there was what they did is the New Zealand Mazda Racing Championship ran 3 championships this year. One South Island based for all the South Island tracks, which Will took out.
Yeah.
One for the North Island based tracks,
okay.
and then they did an overall. So Will Kitching, our supported driver, not only won the South Island Championship, he didn't make enough rounds to get any honours in the North Island Championship, but he took out the New Zealand Mazda Racing Series title in its entirety.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
So he is the New Zealand
Champion.
Mazda Racing Series champion in New Zealand for the 24-25 season, which is a massive achievement
Massive.
considering what he's
massive.
done.
He's up there.
We had
car
the
up there.
privilege of, once again, I'm going to make you do some editing.
Hmm.
Will also was very, very lucky thanks to a couple of key people, Steve Brooks of Wolfbrook Residential and Wolfbrook Capital and Development. I think Brian from Pack and Save, which I think specifically Pack and Save, Papanui here in Christchurch. Obviously, a Young Timers Garage. Brad from Ranger Specialist Coatings, a few of his really key
with
supporters.
the 86.
He was able to run
Yeah.
a brand new spec 86 at the Taupo event we've just been at, which was the final round of the championship for that series. But that is a feeder series to the likes of Super 2, GT4, Porsche Cup Series, GT3 Series, all of that. So
It was
we
a good
think
interview
Will's-
they had with him too.
yeah, they had
talked
a
about
interview.
him
Yeah, on
being
the
inducted
Toyota
into the
Gazoo.
Academy.
Yep, correct, on the
which is
Toyota Gazoo
fantastic.
Racing page, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like we're really proud of Will and what he
Yeah.
did over the weekend. He might not be because he likes being right at the top, but
He's very
considering
hard on himself, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
He's a good kid, and we've been supporting
first
him.
time
and
in a
we've been
brand new
doing it for a
spec
while.
car
Yeah.
on that racetrack,
Yeah.
and he did us proud. So
And
we were
that
really
car
happy.
was bent too.
Yeah, no, we saw a video of that exact car
Yeah.
about a month prior getting
So she was-
stacked through a dust cloud into the back of something else,
Hmm.
and it really had shortened it about 1.5 meters. But I don't know how or what they did to fix it, but they obviously tied it to a fucking tree and
backed it up.
backed it up at
Yeah.
100 k's
Yeah.
because it looked half passable. But
Yeah, that would have caused a bit of grief, as you said. But
yeah.
look, it's a bit of a smash up derby too at the back of the pack, isn't it?
Oh, like
that's the fucking problem
those
with
cars were like they are. The problem is if you're not driving them at 150%, you're not driving them, and because you're driving them at 150%, it is like there was not a car on that grid of the 24 cars
That was straight.
That was straight.
No, fuck no.
All the wheels were ruined.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the doors were fucked.
Yeah.
All the rear guards were beaten to anything. Like those cars, like
Yeah,
It
there's
wouldn't
some
stay new
fucking
for a
carnage.
race, I reckon.
Yeah.
You'd have to be prepared to have a good panel beater as a sponsor or have a lot of money.
I mean, the supercars came in the same way.
Oh,
Every
mate.
race,
Cooper's
Cooper's car was
Fucking
red.
Every
Cooper's car
race.
was fuck, mate. I can't
mate.
believe it.
I'd hate to know what the like. He come in, he did what, 3 or 4 right-hand rear quarter bumpers.
Mate.
They kept smashing them. And then the doors, took a door out, side skirts, bumper,
That was,
bloody
I think
bonnet.
that was, the side was, who was it? Because they,
Oh, Courtney had a good go up the side, but it was
yeah,
playful.
no, Courtney was in the arse.
It was, yeah.
Around the back.
Courtney definitely took the passenger's door, but he did good. Courtney did good. They all did good to keep it on the road.
Yeah. He only got turned around once or twice.
And it wasn't bad. Like, supercars is, I think on that particular track, it's not
But
overly
even though
wide and it's hard work. There's not a lot
it
of
is hard
passing
work.
areas.
The
and
boys were struggling.
it's a push and run and a bump.
One side of the garage has got understeer, the other got oversteer. Its tyres are just struggled. I mean, just you hear it all and up and down the pattern. Though we're all sort of struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, to see those
Different-
Red Bulls mid-pack, that's pretty unlike Feeney and Will.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
You know, those
Very
cars
much
were
so.
really struggling for some pace all weekend as well, which I looked at and went, man, they've got the best data engineers, they've got
Mate,
the best
they're
tyre
the
team, they've got
fucking
everything.
benchmark team.
They've got the best strategists, everything, and
that
they
truck just really threw things up. You know, Waters was down in 14th at one
Yeah,
point. You
man.
know, it's just
Yeah,
was
Cameron
good
Hill
to
won a
see.
race. That was an interesting one. Will Davidson took out a race as well. Oh, no, sorry, Kostecki did. Davidson was second.
Yeah.
That was good to
So-
see the shell cars. That was good.
But it
It's
was
breaking it up.
definitely a blue oval domination. Like, they were...
Isn't it amazing? Last year was the fucking Chevs. Everyone blew. Now the
Yeah.
Fords have parodied, but they did a lot of changes. The parody they were talking about.
What'll be interesting to
about
see
it.
is seeing the switch from 888 Engineering to Team 18 for the GM homologation team.
yeah.
And then obviously 888 taking over the Ford homologation.
yeah.
That will just propel that Ford. They
Look, I
obviously
think it's
have
going to be
seen the Ford's
interesting
a
when you
better
got
car.
the Supras in there as well with with
I
Morgan
can't
Shaw.
wait to see the Supras.
I can't wait to see that too. I think that might propel the sale of those cars because it goes back to right now. Yes, you can go buy a Camaro and a Mustang, but those Supras are actually probably the same price. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
but
it.
see, but this is where I don't understand.
Those BMWs are definitely the same price as the Camaros
But see,
and the
that doesn't
Mustang.
make sense, though. I mean, this is where I get a little bit concerned because they're going, well, hang on, you're wanting to make it relatable and associable with your fans. Well, hang on, you can't get a fucking Super with a V8. So straight away, that's out the gate.
It's not just
Okay?
that.
You couldn't get a ZB Commodore with a V8.
But back
that was
then,
out the gate.
you look at how-
So how do you fucking relate it?
You look at how
And they don't
how-
even fucking make the Chevs anymore.
Yeah, but you look at the price of, say, back when you could buy a V8 Commodore.
Yeah.
What was the price difference between a V8 Commodore and a Camaro at the time? So you look, they've just stepped
Well-
up into a class of vehicle which is now
the only
unobtainable
thing
to
really
the normal.
related, the last car that could be
enthusiasts.
related was the VF.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, they have now stepped up to a category of vehicle which is unobtainable for the average enthusiast. Whereas before, you could go buy a Commodore, might not have been the V8 one, but it still looked like the car on TV.
Yes.
I mean, look, the new Dark Horse, which is the new S650 series, which is what the new Gen 3s are based
Like we
on.
saw yesterday at breakfast. Yeah, good
I mean,
car.
like, that's 120 grand for a Dark Horse back home in Australia. And
120 Oz. Yeah, they won 14,990 plus on roads here retail, I'm pretty sure.
Okay,
I
so
looked
they're
into
ballpark
getting
the
one.
same.
They're a nice car.
now, initially that was entry level for a V8 or a GT, was like, I think, about 85 grand. Then the R spec, which was pretty cool, that was, I think, about 110, 120. So you sort of look at it and go, it's getting up there. It's getting up there for a homegrown basic car.
What enthusiast is going to have a late model or
A
brand
GDS
new?
was only 90 grand new.
Yeah, but you look at, you're paying
HSV, that is.
120 for a Dark Horse. Yes, they're limited, but it's still going to be a pretty heavy
Mate, it's
depreciation
fucking
factor for a
1,000
lot of
cars
people.
plus. That's a lot of fucking cars for it's not really limited.
It's not limited anymore. Limited was 50 or 100 or
It's not
250.
even the fucking Z06 Camaro. They were talking about doing the Camaro potentially.
Yeah, and
GM.
no, you mean the
Sorry,
the
Corvette.
The Corvette.
Sorry, the Corvette.
Now-
Sorry, that's what they were talking
Now,
about.
that
They were
would be
talking
cool,
about it.
But what
That
issues
would
they
be
run
grouse.
into then?
That's-
Rear engine.
Huh?
Rear engine or mid engine, they run into issues there. That's against category. Like that's they'd have to write
It
category
does
rules.
not fit the ilk of.
But I
their
remember,
supercars.
at one point they were going to bring back the touring car stuff. They were going to have inline 4 and inline 6 turbo stuff. This was like 2019, 2020, maybe
gotta be V8s,
before that.
man.
It's got to be V8.
It's got to be V8s. It just has to be. The
But you look
DNA
at
of
how
the category is
you
V8s.
look at how many people have tried to enter the series and failed. Like Volvo, they went good for a time and their cars sounded pretty
But
epic.
again, you can't-
Mercedes,
it's not related.
Mercedes
was
they had
fucked.
the Camry, they did the Toyota thing.
You know, Mercedes should have. We had this conversation actually. You know, we were talking about it with Erebus because obviously they had the balls to do Benz. You know what I mean? But it was sad that AMG didn't get behind it.
Yeah.
And you think you should have. With the dominance from Formula One, the crossover would have been perfect.
Especially with
They just
Betty
didn't
Big and
fucking do it.
Erebus or an AMG nut.
Mate.
And then they've gone, and I remember something funny was going on there because they used to have the Mercedes badge on them and then they cut it and they put the Erebus
Erebus,
in the
Oh,
grill.
that's right.
Yeah.
It looked good too.
Which is sad because it wasn't factory backed.
And it should have been because
And
if it
should have
was,
been. I remember speaking to Dennis about that because Dennis Meehan, who used to run AMG, does some consulting with us, and we were talking about that. And I said, I just fucking think that, I mean, neither fuck are we, but, you know, when you look at it and you go, I think fucking AMG really fucking missed a big opportunity there for homegrown market. You think about it, brother. We were the largest market in the world per capita for AMG.
AMG.
Fucking huge, mate.
Yeah.
I remember that stat. That was fucking massive stats. And you're going, okay, so the product's well received, market
Mate.
share, dominance in the world market per capita, and they're the only team running a fucking AMG.
Yep.
You should have fucking supported it. It would have been
Yeah.
amazing. Factory to, you know, like fucking stupid.
I wonder at the
Massive
time if there was a
opportunity missed.
possibly maybe we don't know what was going on, but maybe a clash between 888 and Erebus there because remember 888 were running all the AMG GT stuff.
Well, yeah, but
And
that's
it's possible
in
they
a
didn't
different
want that
category,
clash.
though.
No, but the 888 obviously with their heavy involvement in supercars and being a homologation team, maybe they didn't want to have
Look, who
their
knows?
lunch cut.
Who knows? The
Who
politics
knows?
of it. But again, I mean, from a fan base looking at it, knowing how strong that brand is in Australia, I just, you know.
I was
it's a
actually really
massive
hoping
fucking
with,
miss,
with
I
the
reckon.
Gen 3 car, I know a lot of the space frame stuff's about safety and reliability and you know, being able to have the flexibility to change a lot of the dynamics of the car with suspension pickup points and
Yeah.
everything. But how good would it be if it went back to the days of it being stock car racing effectively where it was showroom floor, roll cage, a couple of special homologation
Race
bits
Sunday,
and pieces.
sell Monday.
Yep, race
usual
Sunday,
stuff.
sell Monday, like the old rally Group A, Group N stuff where it was practically a road car where we had to put a few bits and pieces on it to make it more rally friendly. Had to make 5,000 to meet homologation standards and then send it.
Especially if they're going overseas and they're talking about doing some overseas events, like some serious, like whether we go back to like Middle East or wherever the case. or some
Singapore, they
parts
were
of
talking about
Asia.
Singapore, Thailand, doing a supercars around there in conjunction with the Formula One.
And it's
How good would that be?
fantastic.
Awesome.
You know, that'd be huge. But as they were saying, it's great because they actually are in show business.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
it is. It's show business.
show
But
business.
as they were saying, well, how do you get sponsorship because an Australian company in Singapore or
Doesn't make a lot of
Thailand
sense.
doesn't really make a lot of sense because where you're
You'd
going to
have
get
to
market share for capitalisation.
heavily rely on your TV audience at that point, not your physical audience. You know, like
Yes.
at Taupo, for example, the weekend you see the Red Bull cars driving around, cool, I'm driving home, feeling a bit tired. Oh, I'll get a Red Bull. Or Cam Waters, I'll get a Monster.
Monster, yeah.
So you instantly lose that. Yeah, Red Bull and Monster, you know, globally recognised. That's
Correct.
fine.
But the rest of the other
say,
field,
for example, tyre power on LeBrock's car or
Yeah.
Chico.
YTG on fucking.
Nah, we're global. We're fine.
I mean, we are, but you know, we are. We
Mr.
do sell
Worldwide.
cars overseas, but on the same token,
But Chico rolls, for example, you're not going to run down to your local milk bar or dairy in Singapore and buy a Chico roll, are you?
No.
well,
you know.
again, I mean, you apart from what we said, you know, I suppose Shell. Well, that's a global. That's Ferrari, that sort of thing.
Snowy
Shell,
River
but-
Caravans, yeah, Singapore.
I mean,
maybe not.
well, it's a Chinese company-backed company, so
Could be.
look. At the end of the day, there's a lot more smarter people. We're very blessed to be involved in it in a small way. But on the same token, they do need to listen to the fans because that's where
You
the
tired?
money comes
You want
from.
a Red Bull?
Yeah, I'm going to need a Red Bull.
There's one right behind you.
Yeah, I
Sugar
can't
free.
drink one in front of Sean though. He'll have a
Fizzy drink.
He'll have a fit.
Yeah, fizzy drink Formula One. I keep forgetting about that.
Just drink a gin.
Just drink. Yeah.
Drink a gin. Yeah, those. I think those are what's putting me to sleep. Some bloody gins.
Gin usually makes me cry.
No, no more.
No more gin.
All right. So in Melbourne, we normally do a featured car of the week,
Oh,
but we're in New Zealand.
Okay.
So Liam, please.
what would be the
floor is
featured
yours.
car?
Wendy,
week at
Wendy
the
the
moment.
wheel.
Wendy the Wheel. I'll ride that all the way home. In fact, I nearly did.
The 190E Cosy?
Oh, I love the 190 Cosy, but you're going to laugh at me here. And hopefully, if Ben from Life Through Optics ever sees this, he won't laugh at me because he knows how much I love it. But
The Renault.
nah, worse, but better.
Oh, that Boxster.
Oh man.
Fuck, we had some more epic cars through this joint than that
Oh look,
fucking
okay.
Boxster.
2015 Boxster base model PDK 2.7 litre. Flat
PDK,
six.
Mate, I had
man.
more
Oh
fun in
come
a
on, don't
190E
laugh.
Cosy driving
I've
it
done some
before.
K's in it, but
It just does everything you want it
for
to do.
the money and what you get.
Well, your
and
cars
what
are
it
fuck loads
does.
cheaper here than what they are
For
back
the
home.
money and what it does, 65,000 New Zealand dollars.
Yeah.
That is
you
cheap.
get in that, and then you go getting something else at 65 grand that's supposed to do the same thing, and you will choose the
Yeah,
Boxster.
I get it.
Yeah.
It does
every
everything
time.
you want it
Even
to
if
do
you go,
from
I'm not a
value point of view.
hairdresser,
Yeah.
I'm not a puff. Even if you
Yeah.
run through all the things you would not
Not
have to
there's
be to
anything
drive a
wrong with
Boxster. Not there's anything wrong with that, but I'm saying all the if you run through all the stereotypes of someone that would drive a Boxster and go, look, I'm not that, I'm not this, I'm not that. You know, I'm not the
We've got
A,
the
B, C,
stigma back
B,
home.
F, G,
I don't know what it's
Q.
like here. It's like you rock on a Boxster and they're like, you couldn't get 911. And that's a stigma that they have back home.
All right. Once
Now,
again,
I don't give a shit. We carry Cayman GT4 RSs. We've got Cayman GT4s. We love them because they're a fantastic car.
Cayman GD4, Cayman series cars.
I've only got 2 boxes at the moment. I've got a 25th anniversary.
A lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, saying this.
What?
Cayman series. I've heard a lot of people lately saying how they'd have a Cayman over a 911.
No. Technically speaking, the Cayman GT4 RS or the Cayman GT4 is better than a 911 around track. It's a better balanced car. You speak to fucking all the boys. No, our factory number 10 is leased by Penske, and that's full of cup cars.
Yep.
And you speak to the boys, everyone's fucking buying those Cayman
Caymans
Club
GT4,
Sports.
the GT4 Club Sport.
GT4
Yep.
Club Sports.
Such
they
a good
are
car.
a better balanced car. They
Or
really
a GT4,
are.
GT4, or
100%.
GT4 Club Sport.
There is
Such
a
good
big
car.
audience of Porsche enthusiasts who would agree with you.
No, they are. That's a you've got
And
to
the
call
guys
that for
that
what you see
don't
it.
haven't
You
driven a
have to.
Cayman.
And you got to remember with the Cayman, it's still a Porsche. It's a third the price of
engine
a
is
911,
still behind
and
the
it's
seats.
still a Porsche.
It's still a Porsche. Oh, like you got it. I can't get over the Boxster and how much room it has for luggage, and that's not a big thing when you look at a sports car. But if you're going from here to Queenstown,
Yeah.
or if you're and you need to take the average amount of luggage for a weekend away, go put that in the front of your 911. And then go put your missus's stuff in the front of the 911, and then figure out if you've got room to put anything else, because you won't.
Well, it depends on what 911 you got. If you've got back seats, you do have a lot of room in the back.
If you've got a
to put
proper
them down.
911 and you've got a roll cage,
No
you don't have back
scaffolding,
seats.
then you're
yeah,
fucked,
no
yeah.
scaffolding, no monkey bars, you're fucked. What are you going to do?
True.
You're going to hold on, you're going to wrap you can't even
but
clean
I
the
couldn't
rear
think of
window.
anything fucking worse than
Mate,
driving on
have you ever seen someone clean the rear window on a GT3 RS?
You can't.
You can't.
I've got a client that's got the
Why
brush
why
with
do
the fucking
yeah,
thing.
with
that
the
can-
thing
yeah,
on. But
correct.
what are you supposed to do with everything from the roll cage back? What do you look at it? Oh, that's a nice carpet. I might option that with a crest.
Well, that's about it, isn't it?
What do you, I paid
That's
a lot
about
of
it.
money to have no access to that window.
Look,
You paid a lot of money to have no access to your rear window.
Can you actually? Is that you can't crawl through it all? I've
You
never
wouldn't
tried.
fit. You wouldn't fit a backpack through there. So
I
that's just
have
null
seen
void.
people fit
and it's a big.
backpacks through.
You would have to
Wow.
be a contortionist, or your backpack has to be a midget.
yeah,
But
it's generally, you can't. I mean, I actually got a couple of clients got like a squeegee with the long brush, and they could fucking
for cleaning
point
that
through
rear window.
no shit.
And the
Just sit in
funniest thing
back.
is, you end up with more streaks than you started because you'd never get it right.
Well, we got
Yeah,
a couple
no,
in
never.
storage, and you've got the little fucking squeegee thing at the back. It's quite funny.
But yeah, I honestly, if you're ever gonna, like, of course, love a GT3, great car, amazing car. But when you stack it, if you went and drove a GT3 and a GT4 back to back, a lot of people will hate me. You would, if it come down to a lot of things, you'd probably pick the GT4.
Mate, Cayman GT4 like our 16
Insane
Cayman
car,
GT4.
insane.
Fucking awesome car. But again, if you want it, look, you buy it because you love it. And at the end of the day, the purists will say it is a better balanced car around a track.
mid-engine.
Mid-engine.
100%.
That's what does it. So much savable when you're in a bit of a clusterfuck. 911
Yeah.
will save you to a point. The Cayman's got you sorted.
Look, most of these people, the cars outweigh their talent.
Yeah.
Okay, so really, because we're so police state in Victoria, just to get it out in the track, and like I said, a few clients of mine, I go, just get it out. You don't have to drive 300 kilometres an hour down the Strait of Phillip Island. It's
go
just
use
experiencing the car and utilising it for what it is. Because Melbourne's just getting too hard now. They're just, so many clients just losing the licence. It's just getting ridiculous, the point system and so on. So just get out in the track or something, just enjoy it. But like I said, the Cayman GT4, that RS, you look at it, that's a fucking serious car. The YSAC pack with the magnesium wheels. And
What
it's
a
just,
good looking
what an
car, though.
Animal. It's an animal of a car.
Oh,
It really, really is. And the fucking, you look at the stats on the thing, it's an animal. It really is. About fucking 440 news.
although I will say, I reckon my
And
priority
that's
order would
valuable,
go
fucking 330 on that, 340 on that car.
GT4, turbo GT3. I reckon you're buying between the turbo series is like 997 manual turbo.
Look, I've said this all the
Or
time.
manual turbo.
People ask me, what would you drive as a daily? If I got out of the trade, I said, because I have Sienna, I'd get a turbo.
Turbo.
Just a 991 turbo. I'm done, mate.
991.2.
I'm happy with that. Point 1, point 2, don't give a fuck. It just does everything you want it to do.
Can you get 991 turbos in manual, or did that stop?
No,
at
no,
997 turbo manual. That's why
That's
they're
the
so
last of them.
collectible, because
Right,
that's the last
that's
of the
the
manual
last.
turbo.
Like my black car that we have with the carbon,
Yeah.
with the 30Ks.
Yeah.
That's fucking gold.
Such a good car. Like I dailied a 997 turbo manual for some time before I sold it, and I think I purposely
That was a silver car.
Yeah, I
it
kept
was a
pumping the
fucking grouse
price up. The second time I had the car, I kept pumping the price
Grouse
up
car.
for the
Didn't want to sell it.
sell it.
Fucking great car. Honestly,
Such a
great
good car. Like
Great
it's
car.
the best run I've ever had out of selling a car would be 997 turbos. Like I've sold the same car, Rego
car.
FDS 770, 5 times.
And obviously, a lot of
Wow.
clients go,
Not because they didn't like
that
it,
sort of stuff. No,
But
turbo just does
because
everything you want it to
they
do.
had it, experienced it, went, that's the best thing in the world,
is.
but I need to buy commercial property. I need to do this, I need to do that.
Yeah.
Cool. They've made money. I've made money. Sold the thing 5 times. I've
Yeah.
loved it.
That's awesome.
No, great car.
GD silver on black. Nice car.
Yeah, good combination.
That's cool.
Good
Basic
that
combination that in
Yeah.
a turbo. Although the last few 997s I've
timeless.
had, they've been GD silver on black, and people that have bought them go, man, I wish it was white or I wish it was black. That's odd because
Yeah,
a
we've
lot
had
of
a few
people like
black.
GD silver on black.
was. I don't know. Just you miss all the lines on the black.
Correct.
That's the thing.
And in the
Correct.
white, it just looks like a GD3. You know, most of the 997 GD3s were white.
Yeah, I still think GT3 Series 2, we've had a few of those. That's it.
Wow.
That's
997,
fucking grouse.
997
Yeah,
Gen 2
point two,
GD3,
yeah.
lowest
Fucking
production
best.
number of any GD3
Best.
they've done.
Everyone we have
thank the GFC
bang.
for that, because there was no
true.
production over
But people
09, 010.
forget that. 08 GT, I was running Ferrari at the time. I learned
GFC,
more fucking
yeah.
swear words from the Italians. Married to my first wife, who was Italian. Yeah, fuck, because they're cancelling orders out in 2008, 9. No one's buying
Nothing.
cars.
No one's buying
fucking
cars.
cancelling orders, orders. And that's all we said, though. 8, 9, 10, 11, it's a great period of cars because we had fuck all money in the country. They're all baller cars. So you had balls to buy a car like that. And that's why there's not many of them. And that's why the retained
I was
value
about
is
to
so
say,
strong.
retain that, and they're usually
strong.
every 08 to 10, like Bentley, Ferrari, Porsche, anything I've come across, they've usually been extremely highly spec'd because the dealers weren't buying them, so they weren't
100%.
speccing in base. It was
100%.
people with money
Yeah.
that were going, oh yeah, fuck, I don't care that the world's falling to shit. I'll still buy that GT3 RS or that GT3.
Yeah.
Speccing them like no man's land because they were there, and they knew the build time was going to be like, 3 months, cool. I'll have it in 4. Because they weren't having to wait for the other 500 guys to have theirs
Yeah.
built.
Correct.
And
So
we saw those.
They're really good. That's a really good sweet spot
Yeah.
in marketplace. Not for all cars, more so Porsche.
But you look at the
Oh,
things,
were you looking at 2000s, mid 2000s?
Oh, nah. You look at what they delivered, like with the Turbo S and the 997
Fuck
Gen
all.
2, nothing.
Nothing.
Very few.
997.2
few.
PDK Turbo S.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
None.
That is rare as fuck. We had a couple
None.
of just
With
bang,
that
gone,
blue,
sold,
that blue
sold.
one, blue with the
Fuck,
silver wheels.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That
Yeah.
sold
We
in
sold
what,
that too
like
cheap.
2 days or something.
We sold that too cheap.
Gone.
That sold way too cheap. I had a bloke offer me 20 grand more after we sold it.
Wow.
I knew we put it out too cheap, but then I need to turn the money over. I don't have a Dutton checkbook anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like fucking bang, bang, bang. We sold my Pista 40 grand out of the market. We fucking turned it over in 24 hours.
Yeah, but 40 grand a piece is like, that's like the change when the FPOS
Yeah.
machine, when the FPOS machine
No, I
asks
know,
for-
but-
Surcharge.
That's the surcharge.
Hey,
Do you
but
want to say, no, we'll cop the
psychologically-
surcharge, don't
No,
worry
no,
about it.
Psychologically, 960s are fucking lot cheaper than 1
1
mil.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah. 960 is a lot less than 1 mil. It drops a
I
digit.
could have asked 1 mil, but fucking put it out for 960.
Gone.
No bust. That's the price.
Yeah.
Bang. So,
The guy only gets to see 1-0 drop off the account, not 2.
fucking oath.
Yeah, and in my opinion, that 997 era of a black or white car with the coloured graphics and coloured wheels, that is the best looking. You know how they used to have like a
Oh, you mean
black...
GT3 RS?
Yeah, black
no,
car
no,
with
okay,
orange
okay.
wheels and orange
no.
graphics.
Oh, yeah, that's a Series 1
That's
car.
a Series 1.
Series 2. Series 1's
was
rarer.
better. Series 2, when they did that slate grey with the red,
Yeah,
which,
that
which
was grouse.
was mainly special. I think they mainly did that for the 4.0, the 4
No,
litre.
they
the
did do
4.0
it in
was
the
for
3.8
white
as
car.
well.
Oh, they didn't 3.0.
4 litre
yeah.
was only
in
a
the
white.
RS, not
RS.
not-
RS,
yes,
4 litre
that's
RS.
fine, correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
RS.
how many? Once again, how many 997.2 GT3 RSs do you see? None.
Fuck all.
And how many 4 litres do you see?
None.
Double none.
None. They were
I think I've
$1 million
seen.
car.
I think I've seen one
Oh,
or two
there's
in real
hardly
life.
any left.
There's none,
Bowden's
mate.
have got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not many.
Yeah, there's not many. There's 1 or 2 in Adelaide.
Yep.
A couple in Sydney. And
And no one
drives.
drives them because they're worth
They're
so
worth
much.
too much. Yeah,
They'll
which is
be
sad.
700-800.
They were $1 million comfortably a few
But they'll be
years ago.
700-800 now.
Oh, the market across the globe has softened, but you know, a
For
low
a-
mileage
for a
car is still a
997
very, very
GT3.
desirable car on a global scale, especially if it's right-hand drive. Like, you know, again, but it's like our fucking Lambo. The market wasn't paying our
Oh,
Lambo.
yeah, the
That
right-hand
was
drive
one of-
roadster, one of one.
one of 5 in the world. Everyone was paying fucking. Everyone
Oh,
was
the
offering
Mercy.
us 10, 20% less.
Murcielago.
Take it off
Yeah.
the market. We fucking sell it to South Africa
Mm-hmm.
for the mill. I mean, look, it's bullshit. And that's the thing. And that's just the market.
That always happens and it frustrates me. I'll have something online going, why can I not sell this?
And then they fucking throw a rock.
No.
Okay, hang on.
In
Where
my
the
brain,
fuck do you see Red Cross here, mate?
Yeah,
We're a
yeah.
fucking business. If you don't want to fucking pay the money and I can get the money overseas, well, hello.
No,
Fuck,
my
it's going.
favourite is that it'll be online for sale. It'll be online for sale for 2 months, 3 months. I hate if it's if I get to 3 months, I don't want it anymore. Just too long. Or I'll do something or give it a holiday.
Over,
Yeah. You take it offline. 5 people call you the next day.
Of course it
Did
is.
that sell? It's like,
Of course, that's never changed.
I had that exact situation today when I called that client that's booked in on Saturday.
Oh,
Because I
yeah.
called him up. It would have been the 4th, 5th time I've called him up to speak to him.
they don't commit until it's
And
too
he
late
goes,
and they've lost
"Oh,
it.
I thought that was off the market. I can't see it on your website. I thought you'd sold it." And
No,
we still got it.
still got it. We
He's
took
like,
it off
"Oh,
the market.
I'll come in
There's
on
an
Saturday." It's
Idiot
like,
that fucking
how
put a
many times
deposit.
have I spoken to you?
It's basic supply and demand. We should know
Yeah.
this better. When
Yeah,
you
but
start
it's
making it scarce,
frustrating
people want it.
Because you go, like, again, we don't, we're not open to the public. Half the, I said, 80% of stuff's done over the phone, reputation, all that bullshit. So we're not worried about that. But when someone walks in, they put a deposit on the car or put a deposit on the car on the phone, we respect that they would be able to afford it. We don't ask, can you afford it?
Yeah.
We take the deposit. Then the car's off the market. 1 week, 2 week, 3
Yeah.
weeks. Mate, what the fuck is going on, mate? Oh, I'm trying to sort the money out. Yeah, but you said you had it sorted, mate. That's why we did it. And then you say 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks. And then the car's off the market. And then you put it back on the market. And you ring up the other people. Oh, I thought it was sold or went and bought.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
it ruins
frustrating.
you.
And that'll never change.
There's two types of
it's just the
people
way
in
it
this
is.
world. There's the people who
Buy
save
now.
up for something to buy it, and there's the people that say they're going to buy something and then find the money.
It's
there's
boy
actually
math.
none of those.
Buy a Porsche GT3, so you have to work harder. It's pretty simple.
Yeah,
It's the
literally.
best boy math there is.
Yeah, but again, look at the diversity in the range we have. You know what I mean? Someone might look at a GT3, but look at the Peugeot 205 as his GT3. You know what I mean? It's that 35, 40 grand. That's a lot.
That's his
Hey, mate,
enthusiast
my
limit.
fucking first car was fucking $5,000. I had to take a fucking loan for the
My
price.
first car was $900. I loved it. I didn't want to sell it.
It's
Cried when I
all
sold it.
horses for courses in a way, but again, it's like that. That's frustrating. That's why the car's off the market. It's on the website because we don't take up the website because we still get so much traffic from the website. That's the thing. I mean, that bloke's still got a deposit on the car and he can't get fucking set. So what do you do?
Yeah.
So that's why, when the guys thought it was sold, when it's not, that's why we keep it on the website.
Headaches in the car industry.
That'll never change. We've had that fucking Ferrari, we had the Duttons. It's just the way it is. A lot of people want what they
Happens.
can't afford. It's just human
Happens.
nature. It's human nature. So that'll never change.
Then they
Never
fluff
change.
you for weeks telling you finances coming and it never comes and you're sitting there like,
Yeah, we're a bit more seasoned than that. But in saying that, yeah, you want to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, but, there's still a lot of
Yeah,
tossers
I've
out
had a
there.
lot of those conversations lately. Oh, I didn't like your finance numbers. I'm going to try finance elsewhere. Oh, I've just got to talk to the wife. Oh, this, that. It's like, why
Yeah, I love
did you
saying it.
inquire in the first place
I'm loving
and waste an hour of my time just to then go, oh, maybe.
oh, some people do. It is what it is.
So it is. I mean, don't forget the ratio, which has been qualified and quantified when we sat down with car sales, because dealerships like us, Duttons, all that, we're not even 5% of the market. Right? So they treat us the same. They treat us like a fucking Kia or Hyundai dealership. So their stats are 1 in 5. I remember sitting them down at Duttons when we were going through it all, and we go, we can prove the stats are close to more than 1 in 20.
Yeah.
And
actual
ours
viable
are,
leads. Yeah.
Ours are the same.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the fucking same market.
Yeah,
I built
yeah.
the fucking joint.
Yeah,
it's just a
yeah.
smaller
We
version.
got to
Same
speak to a lot of idiots before you find.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why the fucking door is closed.
Yeah, that's
There's
right.
no more fucking hair to lose.
Yeah.
So it's like, and they're not a fucking Panadol in the world for some of these people. But what it is, one of those things is, that's why our market determines a qualified buyer. And it's like anyone, they want to play in that market, but then you hold their hand, you try to go through it, and then sometimes they realise that maybe it's not going to work. You know what I mean?
Ah, it is what it is.
And-
That
and
happens.
Exactly. It just comes with it. But again, we're blessed in the space that we play in, that, like I said, 80% of it's done over the phone. It's very, very easy. But again, here we were going through that with car sales the same, and the ratio is roughly the same. 1 in 15 to 20 people.
I'm
can
pretty
afford
lucky.
the cars.
I'm pretty lucky because of the way our inquiry structure works here, pretty much through trade me or dealer basis, that
Yeah.
you don't get many, because the amount of details they usually provide, you don't get many tyre kickers. And if you do, you can weed them out pretty quick. But the stock we have here is not it's things that you would oogle over most instances when we've got it sorted. But you can weed them out pretty quick. You know who's a buyer and you know who's not. Your market's obviously bigger. You've got a much bigger pond. You've got a lot more fish, a lot more dumb fish, a lot more dead fish,
really, but yeah,
and a lot more
but
fish that don't know how to swim.
I've been saying it. For a country that has less population than Victoria, it's hats off to New Zealand because you make us look like fucking amateur hour in terms of your car culture.
Well,
and what you're able to do
when you look at it, I think is it
amount
either
of
Melbourne or
bullshit,
Victoria?
the fucking regulation and the crap we have to fucking deal with in Australia.
So you've got
with these fucking idiots running the country or
that
fuck
sounds
our
about right.
industry.
Dan Andrews?
And the bullshit dirty. No, not Dan Andrews. He's a fucking gronk. It's that other fucking idiot, Rat Elbow, the dog. Hopefully you get out, you fucking gronk.
And so
in saying
Spotify's
that,
just taking our podcast down.
I
But no,
don't
keep
give a
going.
fuck. I said I never gave a fuck. I say the truth. If there's 10 people watching or a million views we get on something, Elbow, you're a fucking idiot. And so I don't care because our industry's gone broke because they don't give a shit. And our industry has said it, mate. I
But it's
love
a
our
good
industry.
thing.
We
It's a
employ
good
fucking
thing.
that much people.
But
how
isn't
much
it
our industry
such-
gives back to the community.
Oh, and you guys
and
have
the
got
fucking Australia.
And it's amazing that you've still got LCT
33%
there to protect your local
33%
market.
Local market, which we don't fucking have. Because it's a great tax for the country that's gone broke, and we need that money.
But it's
and that
okay
hurts
because
the industry.
once you've paid your 33%, we're going to kick you in the teeth with 9% stamps.
9% stamps in Victoria, mate. It's
crazy.
That's what I mean. It's ridiculous. We are the most taxed state.
It's okay. I can sell
So
a car.
sad.
I can sell a car here. Drive.
But see, that's the thing. New
No
Zealand's
stamps.
amazing.
No LCT.
And look how busy
See you
your
later.
industry is. It's so active and it's so prudent. It's just constantly
Oh no,
going.
no,
It's
they punish us a
fantastic.
little bit. Our GST's 15% here, not 10 like
Yeah,
yours.
but you know what? We've said no. We've been saying this a long time. Increase our GST,
cut the LCT.
cut the LCT, mate.
Pay per use, pretty much.
Hello,
ends it. Yeah.
hello.
Makes more sense.
Of course it does.
Makes way
But
more
they're
sense.
Too greedy. They make too much money. Mate, there was fucking $300,000 of LCT, my 765 LT.
Yeah,
Come
wow.
on,
Forget
man.
about like the likes of a Black Series or
Mate,
forget
there was
about
fucking
it.
280,000 in my fucking Black Series LCT. Come on,
That's
man.
money for nothing. And imagine
Mate,
selling
that's a
it within
fucking
2
second-hand
years.
Ferrari
Oh,
for free.
mate.
Imagine selling it for within 2 years and having to be stung again.
Top the LCT up again.
Top the LCT up again.
And
Double
that's
dipping.
the problem, mate. And this is why the VAs, mate, our Chamber of Commerce, mate, the Labor government, and I don't want to talk politics, but I can only deal on the fucking facts because it hurts our industry. And you see it. You see how much our industry puts back in the Australian economy and what it does. And people forget, one car gets sold. Look at all the filtered businesses around it. Detailers, workshops, roadworthy, Vic roads, all of those filtered transport.
Petrol stations,
Mate, so
labour,
much.
labour through
so
pretty much every industry.
And that's what irritates us.
Hmm.
And being a veteran, being in the industry at highest levels and seeing it and seeing how the way it's continuing to go, and you wonder why. And people come from overseas and look at the taxes on our cars. Just from New Zealand, you come and look at the taxes on our cars. The stamp duty and things like that. Think about it. Cars we've got coming into the country. You
Yeah.
land the car. Then you've got
LCT.
10% straight out the gate, 5% duty, 33% LCT, 9% stamp duty, $1,000 a minimum for rego.
Yep, done.
Do the fucking maths,
Yeah,
mate.
it's
Compliance.
crazy.
Do the
It's got
fucking
to go to a
maths.
RAWS if it needs entry paperwork. The amount of paperwork we've done on a couple cars going into the country, the paperwork was in excess of $6,000 or $7,000 for vehicle reports, all sorts of things we had to do out of a
that's the
mandatory
sad
requirement
thing.
to have their car imported.
And,
Ridiculous.
you know, if you cut a lot of that red tape, we should know we're fucking in the industry, mate. We're born, we know the industry intimately. So we can see where the areas where cut that out, increase that. Look at the difference in the productivity. Look at the benefits it's going to gain. You're still going to make your money, you fucking gronks. But in saying that, cut it from there, take it there, and it's proven, it's shown in
Get
other
it across
countries
the
you can do
board.
it.
Don't just punish us. Punish everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah, mate.
correct.
And that's the thing, especially the motor industry, because it contributes so much to the bottom line in Australia.
Everyone needs
Think
car.
about it.
Everyone needs car.
Fuck.
And it's the second most
I was
expensive
about to say,
purchase
it's
In
the
your life,
second
after a
most
fucking house.
expensive asset,
Yeah.
and then you look at the finance companies clipping the ticket on
When you
everyone
think
on
about
the
it,
way
the
through.
average car in our place is $500,000.
Yep.
On 9% stamp duty, think about that. That's a fucking decent average car for free.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not good.
Unless the car qualifies for Club Rego,
In which
and then
case
every
you can
state's different.
stamps
You've got
you can-
fucking
yeah.
30 in Victoria, 25 in fucking New South Wales. So I remember that 993 wanting to sell, and the guy goes, I'm going to pay stamp duty in here. Fuck, is it my fault where you live? You know what I mean? Like, that's the problem. And because of that, age difference between each state,
Stupid.
it's so
It's
stupid.
like, it is like living in different countries, being in Australia,
Honestly,
or your different
brother.
states. We're easy
It
here.
is so difficult.
We don't even have
Each
mandatory
state,
insurance.
the laws are so different, and it shouldn't be this way. It would be so more streamlined, so much more efficient, so much more productivity. But again, who are we to say? They don't want to listen to us
we don't.
because they've got their own agenda. But it is frustrating. You see it, especially when you come to a country like this, which is so amazing. It's so efficient. the way they do things. Of course, you guys have your fucking idiots in government. That's just the way it is. But I look at it from a car point of view. I'm not into real estate or properties and all that stuff. I'm in cars. So I need to know how our business will work. And you look at the same between the two. And I noticed that the first time when I came here back in 15, I was blown away at how amazing it was here. Just amazing. The fact that I seen fucking Carrera Cup car registered.
On the road.
A fucking 430 challenge
Registered.
So good.
They have dialed back on a little bit of that stuff now. It is a little bit harder, but you
dial
can
back?
still do
We had a
it.
fucking WRX, fucking the Tribute 555 car with the fucking cage in it, and I couldn't even register the fucking thing. It was registered in Queensland.
It was in Queensland.
I traded and I shot myself in the fucking foot because I couldn't get a road with you on the bastard.
Yeah.
So I had to fucking send it back to Queensland. Come on, man. Remember that rally car?
That's the
That
problem
was
with having different rules per
unbelievable.
state. At least here we're lucky to have the one blanket rule across both islands, so that's a pretty beneficial thing.
Yeah, and that's why it was a no-brainer for us to open here. Obviously, when we did Duttons, it was a no-brainer here. And then, obviously, again, we were blessed to have such a fantastic relationship. It was no-brainer to open YTG because the market here is great. I mean, you've got a V6 Renault Clio in there, right?
So
you know how
good.
fucking hard that is to have in Victoria, Australia? It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Left-hand drive, just anything. I can sell you a LaFerrari today. No stress, off we go.
Yeah.
No stress, registered, off we go. Victoria.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Fucking no chance.
Good luck. Oh, no, I'd let you do it if you
Well,
have some LCT.
Sorry, no, you can, but you've got to get jammed in
Horsepower,
terms of
you've
wheel
got
taxes.
it. Yeah.
Money gets you.
What do we got on the old list?
We're getting pretty much through it, and we're just about to smash past an hour, so we'll finish up pretty soon.
Fantastic.
But sort of the last thing I want to touch off on is just a little bit of how many dealerships are actually functioning in Australia and New Zealand combined? There can't be many.
What do you mean? As in,
Living in both.
apart from the manufacturers, which of course, no.
I don't actually
Obviously, when
think-
we did Duttons,
I-
we opened up here, and
Yeah.
that was the only one that we knew
I
of.
don't know. Do you guys have Webbs? Webbs auctions?
Who?
Webbs?
No.
Sotheby's? They
Oh,
kind
you
of
got Sotheby's.
operate
Sotheby's
here.
are-
I
Sotheby's
don't-
kind of global.
No,
I
really.
don't know of another dealership, obviously, other than the brand name stuff, like another, would
No,
say,
something like manufacturer.
privatised. Yeah, other
No.
than manufacturers that do operate between the two ponds, which I think is a
Duttons,
massive
we were the
bonus.
first when we did Duttons.
Yep.
And then obviously we closed it. And now we've done YTG, and that's the only one. I mean,
It works.
we
It gives us some really good synergy because we've got a very
100%.
similar taste for enthusiast vehicles between the two ponds, especially
Absolutely.
obviously we're mainly like most of our vehicle fleet used secondhand as Japan and always has been.
Yeah. But that's your deregulated market. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
but we obviously got a lot of Australian new vehicles coming through here, like the Falcons and the Commodores, and our Camrys and all of that did actually come out of that production plant in Victoria for a long time. So similar markets, same but different. It's a really small boat trip away. But I suppose for us, the benefit of being in the two ponds is we can have your vehicle here or there.
Well, I mean,
or
how long did it
wherever.
take to send the
Correct.
Ferrari across?
7 or 8 days.
7 or 8 days?
Oh, the paperwork took longer than 7 or 8 days, but
correct,
the actual trip, by the time we made the phone call, put it in a container, sealed it up the
she's
other
there
end.
now. When we
And
get back, she's there.
We went and did, we went to Taupo for a week, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden, bang,
correct.
the Ferraris in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Here to there, very
So-
quickly, very
Oh,
easily.
I can't believe that Ferrari's been here for how long? We get
2
here
years.
and
2
it's in Melbourne.
years.
Yeah, I know.
The only time, it was the same with Ben when Ben from Life Through Optics came through, and it's like he landed on the Friday morning, 6 a.m.
Oh, she wasn't
it.
here.
I dropped it to the container. Sorry, he landed 12 a.m. that Friday night, but
Yeah.
I dropped it to the container 12 hours prior.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm so
Mate,
sorry,
that car's
dude.
the only reason I came here.
Oh,
was to
man.
drive that.
I'm happy it's gone because I think if you
Well,
and
my
I were
brother
let
hasn't
loose in that
stacked it
car
by
here.
the time we get back,
Correct.
we'll be okay.
Yep. That car is going to be one day around a pole.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
that's what
very
Sean
sad.
was saying, yeah.
It's one of those
It's
things
one of those
that,
cars. It's not going to be a forgiving car. You'll be driving. It's going to Mustang.
correct. I've driven. It will find a crowd. I have driven a lot of stuff. I've been very privileged, very blessed, very lucky to drive a lot of things, a lot of high horsepower things, race car, road cars, you
were
name
a
it. I've
rock
driven
star
it.
that time in the F40.
Yeah, 19 years
mate.
old driving F40s.
We gave the F40 to drive, and everyone's
19.
just like,
Yeah, that's 40, 19 years
Yeah,
old.
give the keys driving, and they're like,
458s, 918s, you name
Yeah.
it, I've driven it. And this Ferrari, like every time I would get back here or get back home with it, you're putting the handbrake up, shaking, going,
Made it.
you're going, fuck, we're
See,
home.
just the relax and the easiness of what we did here. There's no way we could do it back home.
Oh,
Nah.
No way. No way.
that 430,
Yeah.
Like, this is the one thing that scared me driving because it was unpredictable. Like, it was enough technology to have traction control that flashed a light. Whether or not it did anything with 700 horsepower, I don't know. It just wanted to rev and do burnouts. That's all it wants to do. It comes on boost and it's
I mean, I've already
party
got
time.
2 or 3 people
Yeah.
teed up for
Yeah.
the car. So the car's sold. I just said to Stephen,
I don't know what moves
for a
quicker.
little while,
Yeah.
but I'm sold.
I don't know what moves quicker, the rev counter or the fuel gauge. Doesn't matter.
Probably both.
Lots of fun.
Yeah,
Like,
she's an alcoholic.
She
mate.
parties.
Yeah.
And it's the only Ferrari. Like usually you get in a Ferrari and you go CST off mode and it'll kill you. And because you get some speed up and then traction doesn't quite work. This thing doesn't have enough traction to get up to speed and CST off, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
So you're fine.
Yeah, it's just an animal.
All on closed private roads, but
Yes, correct, yes.
it was like the
Correct,
trip we
yes.
sent it to Mexico and
Yes.
back and did a couple of good things in it.
It
But
turned me white when I drove it. I was like,
oh man,
what the fuck? And I was too scared to go past it. And just, you couldn't grab gears. I was like, shit. My brother's going to kill him, fuckers. Mate. I could slow down, mate.
I was very privileged and I did, mate, hey, look, I put a clutch or two in it.
Yeah,
It eats
yeah,
clutches, but that's
yeah.
okay.
She's
It's
got a
part
new
of
clutch
partner.
in it now,
Got a
though.
brand new clutch in it now, but yeah, went and did a charity drive day in it. One of the ones run by Avid, I did half the day because I only made half the day. But Avid 600, and we got to Levels Raceway in Timaru where we were giving kids rides.
Yeah.
Around the track.
The cardiac heart kids, which was really cool.
That's
and
cool.
This one kid got in with me, and I went, "Yeah, okay, look, it's a fast car," and he's going, "Yeah." Like I don't know what was going to kill him quicker, to be honest. Like the car, or unfortunately the poor kid suffering from some heart issues, and I just looked at it and went, "He shit himself." Oh, he shit himself.
But in the good way.
But to be honest,
just
I was
experience that.
equally as scared as him.
Yeah.
Like I was driving the thing down the back straight of Levels and very, very crossed up.
But it's
going,
like that.
Oh,
it's,
there's a
but any of
Taupo
those
there
sort
in
of
there.
things, though, you have to admit, though, look, that car, I always said, the purist ain't buying that car.
No.
Okay?
No,
But it's
Not
like
a
that,
Novatec Ferrari.
No.
But it's like that roof. It's like that 930 I've got.
Matte black.
I bought that car because of the uniqueness. It's such a fucking
Correct.
batshit
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to do that again.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everything's
You
blue
will
chip
not.
perfect, but that's a
You
rat dog
will
because
not.
it's so cool, and no one's going to do it again.
Well, it's one
like
of
this
one.
fucking 430.
It's the only we
It's
know.
only one in Australia.
It's the only one in Australia.
Only
we
one in
know because
Australia.
we got the import rights for it.
Yeah.
It is the only Novatec 430 in the
And
country.
you look at every 430, every Ferrari we've had is blue chip perfect.
Correct.
Perfect. But this is
This-
great, but on another level.
This
Yeah.
is designed
Yeah.
to bolt rear tyres on fortnightly.
That's
It's
awesome.
just
But it
fucking
still
mad.
looks awesome. Like sacked, matte black, twin
Wait
super
till you
road trick
photograph,
superchargers.
That thing's going to look fucking
You're going to
epic
have to
when
wear
you
earmuffs if
photograph.
you're driving it in the
I can't
showroom because your
Really?
ears will bleed.
It's that loud.
Ah, I don't think it was that crazy.
in the warehouse, it will be.
Oh, yeah, you're going to get reverberation.
I can't wait.
Yeah, no,
I
she's,
can't wait.
Yeah, no, it's good. Looking forward to that when we get back. Yeah. she's
Mental.
there now.
Mental car.
So excited.
No, that's good. And we got more too. So again, please, we need stock.
Yeah, we
got
need
a
stock.
lot of inquiry, a lot of cars we're chasing. More so Porsche. Classic Ferrari, yeah, definitely. Not really wanting too much modern stuff because we've got a big, strong market in Australia looking for inventory. So please get in touch with Liam. Get on the website. Get in touch with us. We are desperately looking for some cars. So they've got to be blue chip. But on the same token, if it's something oddball like that, we're open to it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, Young Timers
Yeah,
is
yeah,
about
Enthusiasts. Passion
and
driven.
just different cars. It's not about always a late model supercar. We
Hey,
were
we've
just
got a
talking about this before.
$19,000 Boxster in there at the moment. 986
Mate,
Boxster. Immaculate car.
mate.
But someone's going to buy it and love it because of what it is.
It's it's under 20 grand. It's 70k.
The value.
It's a fucking great value
The
car.
value. Still a Porsche.
And
Still a
mate,
Porsche.
It's unbelievable. You will always get that money for it. Like it's a no fucking.
You're not going to
brainer.
lose 20 grand.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It's great value. So no, there's a lot of good value there. It's not a dollar thing. It's what the car represents, and it's also we always think of the long game. You know, you don't want to be selling cars and then people are going to rip up their ass. We want to have value retained, and that's something that's the most perfect value.
Repeat
retained
business.
car.
Especially all we
huge.
want's repeat.
Absolutely.
Come back.
So yeah,
buy one
definitely.
more.
Anything
No,
else
it's
to top off on before we finish up?
No, just great to be with New Zealand and here in Christchurch, and again looking forward to catching up. And thank you. No, it's been great.
Yeah, it's been really good. We've been a bit on and off topic and round the roundabout a
is
couple of
what we
times
do.
today. Haven't been too focused today, but there's a lot happening here, and I suppose as we go forward in the coming
fuck,
months,
there's
especially with
shitloads
2025, we've got some pretty hectic stuff that's going to be
Mate,
happening in New Zealand.
There's
So
massive stuff to be announced, massive stuff. Like I said, we found 7-speed and a 5-speed box. It's fucking been epic.
It's awesome.
It really, really
Rest
has.
of this year.
The amount of shit that
All
is
I will
happening
say-
and what we've got to announce as it's happening. But as
If
we
there
said,
are
we know and
vehicles-
everyone knows us. We don't make it until we don't say anything until it's done. And there's a
all
lot
I
of shit
might
happening.
say is if there are vehicles that arrive in this building that have F and then a number after them this year, some people might start talking.
Well, that's going to happen, but we don't have to worry about that. We'll just deal with them when they happen. Like I said, we are the torpedo and the
Submarine.
and then
In a little shed,
in
Christchurch. The little shed in
The little
Keysborough,
shed in Christchurch.
backed by its little cousin in Christchurch.
That's
All right, don't forget, name the wheel.
Yes,
Name the
please
wheel.
name the wheel. And
Yeah.
again, a big thank you to the gentlemen tonight that have assisted
distinct,
us.
fantastic.
Absolutely.
They've
Please
had
go
to
the
listen to
website.
us chat
Brilliant
shit,
guys.
and they're very bored and very
we
hungry and
apologise.
tired.
We've been talking a lot of shit tonight, and the boys are more using professional outfits and not us rat bags. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it last minute. They're great. Check them out,
thank
please.
you.
Awesome. See you back in Melbourne.
Thank you again, people. Kayokora.